Total Smith here. Make sure y'all subscribe to my boy Downtown Deuce ASAP. Come on, man.
Destination restoration. Destination restoration. Destination restoration. Yeah, Detroit. Destination restoration. Yeah, it's our time. Can you feel the elevation? We on a mission on vacation. Time to create that separation. Championships and motivation. 313 need no explanation. Miss me with all that conversation. We ready for that confrontation. Counting down to our destination. The final destination. Together all the time together. It's us against the world, it don't get no better. We turned it around, that was the beginning. Coming for the crown, you know we winning. Time to put in the work, I'm about to go for step. Taking our prisoners, it's my time. Yeah, I know that it hurts. Saying break out the church, you don't wanna see me in my prime. The mission is to ring, we're caught in everything. In the city, supporting the dream. Vision new I never seen, we deserve to be king. It's all or nothing, no in between. The clock is ticking and I hope you're listening. Don't touch me cause I'm sizzling. Physicality is tipping and mentality is menacing. The dog pound body's crippling. Now the clock is ticking and I hope you're listening. Don't touch me cause I'm sizzling. Physicality is tipping and mentality is menacing. The dog pound body's crippling. Feel the elevation. We on a mission on vacation. Time to create that separation. Championships and motivation. 313 need no explanation. Miss me with all that conversation. We ready for that confrontation. Counting down to our destination. The final destination.
What up, though? Welcome back to another episode of the Deuce and Boss Show. Hope you guys are having a great start to your weekend on this Friday night. And hopefully, guys, everybody is away from all the smoke that crossed the border a few days ago from Canada, those wildfires, man. Hopefully, you guys are just being safe, man. It's getting crazy out there. I talked to I talked to Tom earlier. He said it looked like Gotham City over here. And it kind of does, man. But that's what's going on over here in Detroit. Boss, how you feeling over there in Denver?
Yeah, happy Friday, guys. Thanks for everybody that joined us on our live. It was a great conversation. We were able to stay locked into the game until we kind of let it go. And we had some great talks about other things, which we're happy to continue tonight after we talk about the last Summer League game, which is just, to me, a little sad because it doesn't feel like real NBA basketball in the slightest. Yeah. I'm sad to say goodbye to some basketball until preseason. So that's where I'm at.
I ain't gonna lie, I was happy to say goodbye to Summer League. I'm good on Summer League, man. It was a rough Summer League, man. 1-4. Ugly games. Not even just the win-loss, just how it played out. But I tried my best not to get caught up on the win-loss. That's not really what matters the most. But the competitive fire, as always, kicks in. You get invested into these games that don't mean anything. So we'll talk about it. But chat, we'll see you guys in the chat, man. The poll is officially up, guys, and this is a little bit different, boss. It's not play the game, obviously. But the poll for tonight is who will have a bigger role next season? Ebuka Okorie or Chaz Lanier?
Ooh.
So we should get some interesting results on that. I don't even know yet. I just thought of it before we went live, but I'm kind of trying to figure it out. We'll see. What do you think the chat thinks so far? Early returns.
Oh man, I mean, you guys are also high on Chaz, and I think Okorie is getting a little bit more of the criticism. I'm going to say that chat goes with Chaz in the end, so we'll have to check in a little bit, but that's what I think chat goes with.
The early returns have 80% for Ebuka.
Okay.
And 20% obviously for Chaz, which is surprising for me. Thought it'd be a little closer.
Too. I think
thought it'd be a little closer, but yeah, we'll see.
We got time.
Oh yeah, for sure. We see you guys in the chat, man.
Yeah.
Y'all know the drill, man. We'll come to you if we have any time, if we can. Super chat, whatever you got to do to get our attention, go ahead and do that. We'll come to you if we can, man, for sure. We appreciate you guys being here. Let's jump in, man. Boss, initial thoughts, man. You can talk about this game. You can talk about Summer League in its entirety, whatever you want to get to.
Oh man. Well, this game, I loved the start. I loved the first half. I loved how we started the second half. I hated everything else. Oh man, I said it during the live. I just wanted us to come out with the win because it felt like our best team basketball yet until the end when it started to crumble a bit. But I'm still going to take away a lot of positives from this. I think Chaz redeemed himself a little bit from last game. Not saying that he had an amazing game based on box score, but just based on what I saw, really being somebody that Okorie could outlet to and trust with the ball, which is something that we've talked about with him, is just what else can you do other than the 3 ball? Can you be useful out there? Can you be helpful? And so, and Okorie had his best game of the summer league, which that's all I can ask for. I think that's all of us can ask for, is that our first round pick, who a lot of us do expect to be in the rotation at some point in the season, finishes out summer league strong. So I really love to see that. Summer league in general, like you said, it was just ugly. You could just tell that these guys had no cohesion. Chaz and Ebuka from the start did well off of each other. And to me, that praises Chaz above everybody, because he's been here a year already. He's been in the G League. For him to immediately have some, what's the word? There's some chemistry with Ebuka, I think is huge. I think Brice Williams had a great game despite getting ejected later, which is hilarious, ending on a Pistons-esque note. I think he had a great game too as a guy, and their chemistry as well, and Isaac Jones too. And we just got to see some of the other guys get their chance, and none of them really stood out. A couple highlight plays for each, I would say, but nothing that was like, here's a guy who really made a name for himself in summer league, despite the 4 that we've already talked about, the starting 5 that I just mentioned. And so like you said, I'm sad to see basketball go. I agree with you that I know summer league can be gone, but basketball in general, it was fun while it lasted. It was fun to be here with you guys too, to talk basketball. So that's kind of where I'm at with my thoughts. I think we'll just talk about basically our starting 5 tonight, but Okorie really showed some things. Chaz really showed some things that make me excited. And again, just a reminder that this isn't the Detroit Pistons next year. This is the Detroit Pistons Summer League squad. Some of them will be on our G League. Some of them won't. That's kind of
where this started off like Pistons basketball. What we saw that led to the Pistons winning 60 games last year is what we saw to start this game. It was eerily similar, and that's what I like to see. Is just that connectivity from all the way down, whether it's Pistons, whether it's the Crews, whether it's Summer League, just seeing that identity kind of shine through on the court, and they led with their defense. They definitely played harder defensively to start this game. They were getting stops, they were forcing turnovers, and they were getting easy points in transition, and that's when they're at their best. They got away from that, like you mentioned in the second half. Taylor 2 halves for sure. They got away from that. They didn't have the same force that they had in the first half defensively, and that was the difference. And that's what led to them taking the ball out of the hoop over and over again defensively. They just couldn't get stops, and they just kept having to play in the half court over and over and over again. 31-point swing at one point, from being up 15, I think, in the first half to being down 16 in the second half at one point. And that was because of their lack of force, not playing hard enough, playing sloppy offensively, but once again, playing in the half court because they couldn't get stops. So that was my biggest takeaway from my initial thoughts, is just that they stopped playing their style. They got away from their identity. That was it for me.
Agreed. Real quick, we got a question right off the bat. Will Jones have a role on this team this year? Yeah, Chris, how are you? I haven't seen you much in this summer league. So how's your summer going? You surviving the smoke? Tell us.
I kind of need his takes in here, talking about Red Skull with Kevin Herter. Like Mr.
Real
Richard
quick,
Lee, coach with Woo. You know what I mean? So
real quick off of this, I think, I noticed that Isaac Jones didn't play in the second half. I believe maybe he played a little bit in the third. I'm misremembering, but I don't remember him playing in the second half. He is one of our two-way guys, so that just kind of, to me, tells me, okay, you're contracted, you're two-way. Let's give these other guys a chance.
Yeah,
we did see, obviously Chaz, Okorie, and Ugonna too, but I know that some people were questioning whether his two-way might go to Roddy Gale, who did not have a good game tonight, things like that. So I don't know, Chris. So some people are a team, he should be a backup 4 for us. Some people think that he needs more time to develop or that we could get better and stuff. So That's a good question, and possibly one that we could add to the poll as well. Yeah. In terms of we're pretty split on it, and I've had my moments where I like him. I think, what did we say last time? He tends to he helps us in creating his own shot, finding the basket himself, but he's not great at passing, little things like that. But I do think I appreciate his aggressiveness. I have nothing negative to say. I just don't know if I'm ready to be like, throw him in there, coach.
I got some critiques. I'm gonna save him for when we get to him in the box score.
Fair. Okay.
But I don't think he'll be on this roster come opening night as far as having the role the backup for us. So we'll see. We'll see. Oh yeah, Mario said, yeah, Ebuka played well for better. Thanks, guys. Shout out to you, Mario.
Yes, exactly.
All right. If you see more comments, boss, you throw them up there. But I'm gonna
just everyone saying hi.
Yeah, appreciate you guys showing up, man, for sure. Box scores, man. I'm ready to dive in, boss, and just get right to it with some of these guys for sure. So let's go ahead and start with Ebuka Okorie, the guy we're just talking about. 27 points on 8 for 19 shooting, 1 of 5 from 3, 5 for 5 from the free throw line, 4 boards, 3 assists, 1 turnover, and 1 steal in 28 minutes. 27 points in 28 minutes. Boss, take off on what you saw from Ebuka in this game.
Interesting. So you're on ESPN, right? Because NBA has him at 9 for 20, not 8 for 19.
Okay, so he made one more shot. They have on
there? So they have him at 45%, which is good. Like if he had made one more shot, he'd be at 50%, which you cannot. This is his best shooting night since the first game by far. He was stuck at 5 of 17, 5 of 18, 5 of 17. Those were literally his last few stat lines. So he got over that hump. He looked a lot better. I mean, 29 points. A lot of those were free throw attempts as well, but he was definitely finding his shot more. He started the game with a steal and a dunk. He caused some turnovers in the second. Just smooth takes to the basket. He was 0 of 5 or 1 of 5. And so 5, he definitely shoots the 3 when he sees it. His arch is huge.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know, I don't know if you know it, but his 3-point percentage in college, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
And because would love to see, love to see it. He took them open, he took them contested, he took quite a few. But his shot is definitely getting to the basket. He reminds me of Ron Holland in that aspect of like, when I think of their primary shot, it's driving to the basket and making the tough layup. So he did that tonight, and he did
35%, by the way.
35
in college. Yeah.
Okay, that's not awful.
Solid.
Yeah,
it's not great, but
it's better than his summer league numbers are showing.
That's a fact.
So I'll say that much. But he did better today because he did better early on today because of, which we talked about, the defense didn't necessarily collapse on him as much because there were other threats on the floor. Other guys were flowing. And he only ended with 3 assists, but it felt like he had a lot of hockey assists. The ball was moving a lot more today, I would say. And he did great on defense. I think he did absolutely fantastic on defense. It says he only has 1 steal, but he definitely caused other turnovers. I think he pokes them away, and Chaz was able to pick it up, or Brice was able to pick it up. So 1 turnover. He that was in the 4th, because you brought it up when you were reading me you jinxed it a little bit, but you were reading me his stats and what he was able to do. But if you get 1 turnover in the 4th, I'm not mad at you ever. Ever. So he had his best game, and you can tell that he wanted to win. He would go out and they would rest him, and he would come back in and try to clean up the game. It's just tough with the people around him. Again, like I said, him and Chaz really vibed, Isaac as well. And I would say Brice at times too. Brice did have a great game in terms of efficiency tonight, but a bummer that we couldn't pull this win out. But I really loved what I saw from him. He got 29 points in 29 minutes. Like, that's a point a minute, something that we've talked about with someone like B-Ball Paul doing in lesser minutes. But again, his best game yet, and he was fun to watch. He showed all sorts of moves, and a lot of those, again, were at the basket, but he had a couple pull-ups. He had that 3. He was showing some other stuff. So he's really working with it. I really, and he was getting bumped, guys. He was aggressively getting defended up the court. So again, to only have 1 turnover is very impressive.
Yep. I agree. And that's something he was like, you guys, y'all know me. I'm big on the assist turnover ratio, right? That's for my point guard. 3-1 tonight. And the last one didn't come till late in the fourth quarter, like 4 minutes ago. And that's kind of been the standard for him in summer league. That was a standard for him at Stanford. He's been known for protecting the basketball for sure. Dom real quick says exactly marvelous. Dom pops in the super chat. What's up, bro?
What's up, Dom?
Just missed the game, saw the box score. What happened? You are just in time, bro. Far as we were saying, as far as the game, actually, they played Pistons basketball in the first half. They did in the second half. Played great defense to offense. Played with force. Second half, they didn't. That's why they were up 16 first half and we're down 15 second half for that very reason, bro. But you're right on time, man. We're getting to guys individually now. Appreciate you as always, Brody. My thoughts on Ebuka, boss, was like you mentioned, best summer league game by far. No question about it. No question about it. This was the first time we really saw what will happen when the defense doesn't collapse and send 3 guys at him every time he gets 2 feet in the paint or pass half court. I can talk. Because tonight, though, we saw that he wasn't seeing that double and triple team like he saw the first 4 games. Every time he would try to get penetration, we would see them send bodies at him. Every time. Every time. Like, no, you are not going to be the one to beat us. Right. But tonight was the first time we saw the Heat. They stayed home. They stayed home. They left the guard on an island that said, guard him. They stayed home on their guys, which is surprising because the Pistons don't have a lot of shooters. But it worked out for Ebuka because that left the lane wide open for him. He was routinely getting past his guy and getting 2 feet in the paint and getting a bucket and scoring whenever he really wanted. And whenever he's able to get minutes with the Pistons, that's what we're going to see because the Pistons have shooting. They're not going to be able, teams are not going to be able to just help off of him. So he should have space, right, to get to his spots. And if he does, it's going to help him out. He did it all night tonight, though. He was very under control. He wasn't turning the ball over like he did in the college, right? And he's tough. He's a tough kid, man. Like, he's not the biggest guy on the court. He likely will be the smallest guy a lot of time on the court when he's playing. But he's fearless. He is fearless. He's relentless. He keeps looking to attack you over and over and over again. He's not going to stop because he gets bumped or fouled hard or whatever. He's going to continue to put pressure on you and on the rim.
He plays through it.
Summer League, so his previous high scoring, like you mentioned, was in game 1 with 20 points. He had that in the third quarter alone. So you could just see he was so... You lost me? You lost me? Can y'all still hear me? Let me know if y'all can still hear me.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Mine like reloaded too. Weird.
Oh, okay. Let us know if we're good, y'all.
Yeah.
But I was just saying that he had 20 points in the third quarter alone, which was his high in game 1, right? So that was the biggest thing. You could just see how comfortable he looked playing tonight because of the defensive scheme, because they were not doubling and tripling and blitzing him over and over again. And they're not going to be able to do that when he plays with the Pistons. So I think he's going to be just fine. But we did see too, along with the defense kind of failing them in the second half, we also saw whenever he sat down, the offense would just sputter. Because they don't have any any point guard play outside of him. It's literally Ebuka or bust. The same way with shooting, it's Chaz or bust. So whenever he sat down, you saw they didn't have a real point guard on the floor, and the Heat took advantage of that. But when it comes to Ebuka himself, it was just nice to see him have space. The same way it's nice, like he and K play the same, like they need a lot of the same things. They need space to get to the spots, and they need shooting. They need shooting so they can have that space. When they have that, you can see Cade is able to bully his guy, right? He's able to take advantage of his size. Ebuka takes advantage of his quickness. So they do it in different ways, but they still utilize the same things to be effective. They can get to the paint, and when they get there, they can make the right play. But if they don't have shooters, they can't do that. Tonight, Ebuka was allowed that because they stayed home. Despite not having shooting on this team, they decided to stay home. Oh, it's a free lane? Man,
I'm wondering
and he just kept doing it over and over again.
Did they do a scouting report or did they just come in? Because it felt like the other teams did scouting reports against Ebuka. That's kind of how it felt tonight. Yeah. But also, our offense was on. Our defense was where we put the effort in, and a lot of it was just transition. So I don't know if guys were just afraid to leave their guys early. But it lasted. I mean, he did have a couple misses when guys did collapse at the rim. There's a couple times where he's predictable. You can see it from here, watching, you can see when the lane's open and you can predict what he's going to do. But I think on the court, there's a few times he's predictable, which is why I think that pullback midi is so important. But like you said, like they really were just kind of letting him go. And then even later in the game, knowing that they're bringing him in to create offense and to get to the bucket, they still weren't able to stop him. So
yeah, so that's what Don was asking. Were they pressing Okorie? They weren't, bro, and that was the difference.
They weren't, and then they were, but he was still able to get it done.
By the time they made the adjustment, it was too late. At least
he figured them out.
Him getting his rhythm, like they were just. I was surprised. It was an open lane. He was getting by his guy routinely. Yeah, and it was by the time the help came, finally late, he had the shot already, and he was taking advantage. He's not the biggest guy, but he reminds me of Brunson a little bit in the way when he gets to the lane, he knows how to use his feet. He knows how to get guys in the air. Like he does a lot of those same things. Being a little guy, you kind of have to. You got to find other ways to be effective, and he showed that as well. So once again, my takeaway with him is that he's going to have more space at the next level with the Pistons than he did with Summer League because we have shooting now. And if you double, you send help, you got guys like John Collins who can knock down shots. You got Isaiah Joe who can knock down shots. You got much more shooting on this team as a whole, and that's what's going to help. So I think that's going to be something that's very beneficial for him. That's why I wasn't tripping when I saw him not shooting great the previous games because like this team was just not built for him to be successful. Like the way the team wasn't built for K to be successful his first few years in the NBA. And they called him a bust and saying he didn't play well, but it's because he didn't have the proper construction around him.
I will say this, and it's interesting, and again, this is just an observation. This isn't a critique of anybody, but we didn't see a lot of lobs from Okorie. And that's to Isaac Jones, that's to Ugonna, that's to Basheer. We just didn't see a lot of that game. Those guys just kind of helped clear the lane for him. So I'd be curious. I think they could work together if there's one or the other. Because that would just even make it more confusing if Cade has the ball in his hands of what he's going to do. But I'm curious to see with the bigs that we have. JD, I fully believe will come back. B-Ball Paul, Tolu Smith. With the bigs that we have, I'm interested to see if he develops a chemistry between a big guy for that lob threat. I haven't seen a lot of him. I haven't looked a lot about that in his college either. Some of his farther passes seem a little bit errant, but that just might be because he has it's something to work on. So yeah. Hey Joe Baby says also Okorie's not going to get the longest wing on the other team guarding him either because that guy will be on Cade usually. Right. Whoever that team's best defender is, whoever their Asar Thompson is, they're going to be guarding Cade, trying to stop Cade. That's if they're on the court together.
The best defender on him when he's in the game, which is another great point because that was not the case in Summer League. It was not the case at Stanford. He was the guy that Cade on. So having more talent around him will make things easier. Having Cade there will make things easier, and so on and so forth. So you guys get it. We'll save this for later if we have time. Nika says, so Deuce and Sarah, what do y'all think about the guard situation? We got 6 guards.
Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about it later.
We talked about it last show. We'll talk about it a little bit tonight, too. Ebuka's going to be just fine at the next level, in my opinion, boss. I think he showed what he can do. Same thing we saw in college is what we saw in Summer League. I know it's not the NBA. The talent at the NBA level is higher, but just like it works both ways. The talent level for the Pistons is higher as well. So we'll see how that works out. Anything else on him, boss?
That's all. Again, just happy. Again, it was a loss. It was a little frustrating, like I think Sella mentioned in the live, to see us be so good and be up 16 and just fall away and lose by as much as we did. But Okorie was who everybody wants to see the best of, and he had his best game to leave Summer League, and that I'm cool with. Yep.
Agreed. Boss, let's keep pushing. Let's go to Chaz Lanier.
Okay.
Chaz Lanier had 11 points on 4 for 9 shooting, 3 of 6 for 3 for 50%, 3 boards, 4 assists, no turnovers. 4 assists and no turnovers.
That's crazy.
For Chaz Lanier, and 2 steals.
Yes.
In 31 minutes. Boss, take off on what you saw from Chaz.
He had 2 steals, but he also was handsy. He got one where he poked the ball away and Brice got it. He had a behind the back pass after a steal to Brice for a dunk. He tipped the ball that led to a turnover. His 3 was looking nice later in the game. He had that nice spin move floater in the paint, like just on his pivot foot, looked really good. Lost his defender, took advantage of the basket being right there and got it in. And he, again, it looks a little bit lackluster with only 11 points, but he was looking good out there. And I mentioned before, He was an outlet for Okorie. He brought the ball up a few times. Like you said, no turnovers and 4 assists. He led the game in assists. And from game 1, people were wondering, what can Chaz do other than shoot threes? Because that game, you know, he didn't have his best shooting game, but you're wondering what else he can bring to the table if he was in the rotation. And it seemed like he just got better at that and just really locked in. I really liked what I saw from Chaz today. He was composed. He shot good shots. He made good passes. Again, an outlet, moved well off the ball, played great defense, grabbed some boards in there. It's a solid game from Chaz. I can't complain.
Yeah. I'm right there with you, man. I thought Chaz Lanier made a really good case for a spot on this team next year.
Agreed.
He had a rough start, like you mentioned, shooting the ball in the first game, 1 for 6 from 3. After that, boy found his rhythm, bro. Like the way he was moving very well without the basketball. First of all, he's a great mover without the basketball. Knows how to find the spots, knows how to use screens well, knows how to relocate. Does a lot of great things you want to see from a shooter. And he is not hesitating at all. Ultimate green light. If he has any daylight, he's letting that thing go. He's letting it go. Through the first 4 games, he was shooting 20 for 39 from 3. 20 for 39 from 3. That's including the first game when he went 1 for 6.
Over 50%.
And after tonight, he finished 24 for 48.
Yeah.
50%. So he shot 50% from 3 in summer league, playing his game. And that's impressive. So he only had 11 points. But this was one of his best games because of the other ways he impacted this game. It wasn't just shooting. We've known Chaz to be a sniper. I think this summer league, they wanted to give him more on his plate, put more on his plate, see what he can do with the ball in his hands at times. Because if his shot's not falling, like you mentioned, how are you helping the team? That was my critique on Duncan Robinson last year, right?
Yeah.
But defensively, he was great. You mentioned the active hands, staying in front of his man, playing great team defense, rotating, just doing the little things. Offensively, assisting. 4 assists, no turnovers for Chaz Lanier. That's not what we expect. In the summer league, we get it. But like we mentioned, those things can translate with more talent around you. Having him being able to be a secondary ball handler at times, right? In situations, like how Duncan did last year.
Yep.
Right. Just contribute to that end. Just continue to move the ball, things like that. That's a great sign for him. So I'm encouraged more so about everything he did outside of shooting the basketball.
Yeah.
Just finding ways to impact the game. That's what it's about. So I think he made a great case for him to be able to be in the rotation next year if he keeps up the consistency with shooting and doing other things like we mentioned defensively, and making plays for his guys and moving and keeping the flow of the offense moving. Those things, I think, along with his shooting consistently, just may earn him a spot, even though we have a very crowded backcourt right now.
Yeah, and you brought it up too, like just speaking of other things he did, how we got off to Pistons basketball, how it looked like transition basketball. And the first few plays were because of Chaz's defense. Chaz and Okorie, both of them played very well. They read the offense well enough to get in passing lanes, to poke balls away, to create that transition. So again, it's like you said, it's not just the shooting. And then we both talked about the passing and being able to at least handle the ball well to help out there, but also his defense, which is something that it's what Trajan's going to look at first. Can you do it both? He's going to look at, of course, ball handling, because he mentioned that is something he wants to bring. He wants to bring in guys that can help in that area. He said that after the season last year. That's important to him, but also we all know that it's important that we have 2 ways. We cannot have a guy who's only offensive focused. We can have, I think me and you talked about him maybe breaking into the rotation as a microwave level player. People in the chat have talked about that, just to come in and shoot threes and get the momentum up and things like that. But like the microwave, Vinny Johnson was not a liability.
No,
either.
Defensively, right. Exactly.
So, and that's kind of what you want from Chaz is if you're going to be out there, we can't put you out there and just hope that you can help us catch up or grow the lead and then wish for the best on the other end. Like we got to be able to trust you in those minutes, even if they're just a few minutes for that reason. Right.
For our old heads, we're not saying he's going to be microwave because he was just a bucket
microwave
anywhere.
Yeah.
Microwave-esque as far as being able to do other things outside of putting the ball
and come in hot and come in ready. And again, I think that's why I think that the fact that I noticed the chemistry between him and Okorie early, even though he had a bad first game, it just shows me that he can plug and play in certain areas because basically outside of them, the chemistry was gone.
Yeah, it was non-existent.
So, right. Yeah. So you can't say that that's not a trait that he has, and it is.
It can definitely translate. That's what Nico was saying here. I think who else said it? A few people said it. I like Chaz. Keep it for the long run. Be good in about 3 years, maybe even sooner than that, bro.
Yeah, I think it's sooner.
We'll see. I think maybe a little bit this year, and then they're on even more. Chaz. He's looking the part. Hope it translates. That's the key. Can it translate? Right. That's we understand the summer league, but I just like him being able to get into a rhythm, go into training camp on the right foot. Yeah, with the great showing here, he's one of the main guys.
He should be very proud of his summer league, despite how ugly it was. Chaz
very much so.
Proud.
Very much. What's up, Beast? For sure.
What's up?
All right, man. You got anything else on Chaz, boss?
That's it. And I think we'll talk about him a little bit at the end because a lot of people, again, especially with your poll and stuff, really curious. Actually, can we check in real quick? Yeah, let's check in because we covered the two guys on it. So let's see what it says.
So, wow. You guys, so the question is who will have a bigger role next season between Ebuka Okorie and Chaz Lanier? Ebuka is still holding strong at 79%.
Okay.
Chaz Lanier at 21%. I think part of it is due to we have many more shooting guards and wings than we do point guards. That could be a part of it. I don't think that's more so about the actual player. I think it's more so about the logjam. I think if we had made a trade like a lot of people want and we had 2 or 3 shooting guards out of the way, you know, then maybe be a different conversation. But because there's such a logjam at that shooting guard spot and that wing spot, I could understand that.
I'm curious because besides Ron, this is our first rounder rookie. In
Trajan's tenure, yes.
Yes, in Trajan's tenure, yes. So, and I'm not surprised that he wanted to develop Chaz more. I know he's going to want to develop Ugonna more. So it's more about, we of course saw Ron in his rookie season, but it was also kind of needed because we were coming off of a 14-loss season.
Yep. You
play your 5th pick. 17th pick could go either way. So I'm really curious to see.
On a better team, right.
I'm really curious to see, despite how Okorie's playing and how good he is and how excited I am, if Trajan does just lean towards development this season. But Chaz, as a second rounder, has gone through a year of development and did great in the G League last year. So I'm wondering if he gets a chance first. But it's different positions, like you said. So
it could be. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. Hey, Joey says, coming in, people said I was one of those people. Chaz had to look like the best guy on the team as a second-year player. I think he was at least as dominant at his role as Danis was last year.
Oh, okay.
Which is a good sign. I think that's a fair comparison. Yeah. I came in saying, you got to be the featured guy, bro. You're not a rookie anymore. This is real evaluation time for you now. Right? You don't have the same leash as far as time and being able to slowly come along. You know what I mean? Like as Ebuka may have, being a rookie, right? So he had to be the guy. And he was the best player on this team. Was Chaz Lanier throughout, from game to game to game to game. Outside of that first game, he was consistently the best player, not just best shooter, but just best player on both sides of the basketball. Okorie had 27, 29 tonight, probably the team high for all of Summer League, right?
And then 3 bad games in between.
Exactly. So across the board, Chaz Lanier was exactly Hey Joe Baby who we wanted him to be. And now it's the best player to make a statement that I deserve a role on this team. And he did that.
And I want to just say that his first game was bad. Then he had 2 great games and 2 solid games.
Right.
So that goes, and I just want, so that's consistency. It wasn't like it was a little bit up and down in terms of great and solid, but it wasn't up and down in terms of bad and great. Like he had his rough start and then he got it together.
Yeah.
And again, 3 of 6, it was kind of similar to his last game too. I feel like it was the same, 3 of 6. Even though the scoring wasn't as great as his game 2 and 3 for him, which was crazy good, it was still good. 3 of 6, I'm not mad at. You made half your 3-point attempts.
Yeah, I mean, you break it down
today, like we already mentioned, all the other things, just well-rounded basketball game for Chaz.
Yeah. After game 1, he was 1 for 6 from 3 game 1. The next 2 games, he was 15 for 24. After going 1 for 6, that's 60+%.
Still not.
And then in the last game, he was 4 for 9 from 3, 44%. Tonight,
Okay.
3 for 6 from 3. So after that first game, he didn't shoot less than 44% from 3. So that's impressive. That's impressive stuff. So that,
yeah,
I think
like you said, with the poll, that's kind of what it is. It's a little bit position.
Yeah.
So we'll see, because a move has to be made because we're over on roster. So I'm just curious to see where that move is and what it is. And be real quick. Ebuka averaged 18.2 points in the summer league. I'll take that. I'll take that too. Except you got to look at, for me, it's more about efficiency.
Yep.
Yeah. And he had a great first game, great last game.
Yeah.
The in-betweens were tough, but it's just summer league. But again, to have bad games and average that. Okay.
I just like that he's showing growth, though.
Agreed.
He's just showing. It wasn't like
and
he just stunk it up.
Yeah. He wants to be out there.
We saw the flashes. That's one thing that King talks about too. Is like we want to see flashes.
Yes.
Show us flashes at least of what you can do at the next level. And he did that for sure. All right, man. Last one from Hey Joe Baby says he's following a similar checklist to Danis. Really impactful in his first year of G League. Dominant in his second, in the second summer league.
Yes.
So there seems to be a developmental pattern here. Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Because Danis was good his first year. That was when we were like, he's the first year I was like, he's gonna be on this team. Like,
we both, Deuce and I both noticed him, and I would say I'm not there with Chaz, but I am just like, I'm excited because if this is what he can do, he deserves an NBA contract, in my opinion. And but I would say, I don't know, something about Danis just made me immediately
especially
be like,
last year summer league
into the NBA. Well, yeah,
because we saw it the first year, like, whoa, okay.
The first year, me and you were both locked in, and I think I just sent you again for my Instagram archives was like me posting about him in his first year, and it was just kind of proof of like, I was tapped in.
We know ball a little bit. We know a little ball. You know, we know a little ball here in the do some ball show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if that is an omen for him, that'll be a great thing. That'll be a great pattern for sure for him. Yes. So we'll take it. Boss, let's keep pushing, man. We got a few more guys. Let's go to Ugonna Onyenso. Onyenso in this game, guys. Finished with 2 points. 0 for 2 from the field, 0 for 1 from 3, 1 or 2 from the free throw line, 3 boards, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 2 blocks in 22 minutes, boss. I'll let you have it at first.
He's just a little baby out there. You mentioned it. I'll let you talk about it more, but you want him to get a little meaner, and I agree. That's just kind of how it feels. Again today, we saw a man just rip it out of him. And here's the thing: if you feel like you can't hold on to the ball, then sheet it. The sheet's move was up high. Let me shake it. Let me get it out of the way. Don't hold it down here. And it sucks because that was the only time I felt hesitation from him in this game. I thought he started the game off better than he started any game in summer league. He looked I literally wrote down less hesitation, more intention. He shot the ball at the top of the 3, didn't make it, but it wasn't an air ball like Drake Allen. That was crazy. But he missed the floater. He missed some easy shots later on, but he had a nice block on. There was a guy, guys, named Asar. His last name was Asar. Ezra Asar.
Ezra.
Okay. Ezra Asar. And it's spelled the same way, which is crazy. But he had a block on him in the paint, and then he had a later block, but it wasn't quite far out of bounds, and they were able to get the ball back and then shot it and missed it. But, like, if you're going to block it out. Full force. Let's go. That's kind of just how it felt. It's a little bit like he's a little too gentle out there with everything he does, whether it's ripping down boards, whether it's shooting a floater, whether it's blocking a shot. It's like the slightly too gentle. Yeah. And he seems like a cute little gentle soul, but like that's how Stu was. Everyone talked about Isaiah Stewart being just the nicest, best guy. But then you get on the court and you see a different side. That's kind of what I want from him. But we talked about it. It's going to be a project. You said that you wanted to see some stuff from him this game as a project. I know I was like, okay, I'm just going to focus on other guys because I know where this guy's going to start next season. And it's not in our rotation. So now I'm curious to see what you thought, because he was who you wanted to kind of pop off this game.
What I thought is that Ugonna is going to enjoy summer league.
Yeah.
Or he's going to enjoy playing with the Crews next season. That's where I'm at. He's gonna enjoy playing with the Crews, bro. That's where I'm at. I was disappointed with him in summer league. I know he's not the 5th pick in the draft like we've had the last few years before last season, nothing like that. I understand that. I just want to see more aggression, bro. I just want to see more aggression. He just wasn't aggressive enough for me. He's his. That's why this is why I think it's going to take him a couple years at least to be able to get consistent minutes. It's just because he's so raw. Like he doesn't seem to really have a feel for the game at this next level. It's out there. He's just trying to figure it out on the fly. He's kind of got the deer in the headlights. Like he's trying. Yeah. He's trying to block shots and he just doesn't understand the game with this level yet. I think being part of this culture will help him with that. Yeah. And we touched on it too. You got to get meaner, bro. You got to play with more force. Like you have a great, like Paul, you got a great body. Like you have a great body of work that you can work with on the court. And I just don't see him really taking advantage of anything. He's just kind of out there. He got dunked. Right. He got kind of punked on one play where he got dunked on again. And the dude just stared at him.
Gosh, yeah.
And I didn't see him down the other court.
That was a star.
And I didn't see him respond. Right. I didn't see him respond. That's what I would like. Those kind of things are what I look at from a guy like him. Because I believe Trajan brought him here as a project to be a potential defensive anchor. Whether as a starter, whether it's off the bench. That's why he's brought here, is to block shots. He said in his presser that he wants to play defense. He wants to block shots. He wants to grab rebounds. A lot of the things he said he wants to do, I didn't see him doing hard enough. Like you can't get bullied like that, bro. You got to play with more force. You got to play meaner. So he's got to get stronger. We understand that. He's going to need time to develop his game, but just the mindset, the approach to the game, despite not being a finished product or far from it, is what I was hoping to see. Didn't really see it. So I'm hoping at some point he can kind of develop that. Sometimes you either have it or you don't. You can't really learn it. Not saying it's always the case, but I was hoping he was going to at least come in with that mindset. Like, I'm going to dominate. You're going to feel me on the court. Right. You're going to feel my impact on the court. And I didn't really feel that.
And so here's a question for you. Do you think that Bobby Klintman was brought in as a project that Trajan decided wasn't enough?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So how long does Ugonna have to improve, or what steps what do you think? Because for me, Bobby just stayed Bobby. I can't say that he got better at anything specific. I'm not saying he's a bad basketball player, but the project didn't work because the project wasn't progressing. So what do you think Ugonna needs? And is he more of a project coming in than Bobby was?
Sometimes it's just, I think he's more of a project. I think he's definitely more raw. Like with Bobby, that was what stood out to me about Bobby, is that I saw flashes. I saw at 6'10" him being able to put the ball on the floor and make plays like a guard. Like I saw him, I saw his vision. I saw him making no-look passes like it was easy. Okay. He had some feel for the game. It just didn't translate for him when it came to the next level. He wasn't able to crack the rotation for whatever reason. I don't know what it was, but it doesn't always translate. With Ugonna, I think he has further of a ways to go. Not saying he can't get there because they play different positions, obviously, right? But I think he has a much further way to go. And then Bobby had 2 years, right?
True.
It didn't play out. So I think that's why I'm saying 2 years. By the end of this 2-year period going forward, I think we'll see a decision being made on him. I still think he has a chance for sure to be part of this rotation down the line. Yeah. But I think he's got a further ways to go than where Bobby was at.
Yeah. Okay. And Michael does bring up too, so this might mean absolutely nothing in reality, but on paper, Ugonna has a 2-way contract that goes for 2 years. So yeah, so it's a 2-year project. And again, I think the thing is that Bobby, a lot of fans were behind him. A lot of fans wanted him to work out. We recognized what Trajan saw in him, but he wasn't. And I think when we did see him in NBA minutes, it was hesitation. It wasn't strength. It's like, well, what have you been doing for 2 years? Kind of thing. And so I think if Ugonna even just makes a slight jump in a year, that's going to give us some hope. And whether that jump is defensively or offensively, it's huge. I saw someone compare him to Rudy Gobert. Here's the thing. Rudy Gobert is mostly defense, but he can make that floater. He can get it in. He was one of the leaders in efficiency for field goals this season. in the NBA because of the tap-ins, because of the follow-throughs. So you're giving all these minutes to Ugonna, and you know there's second chance opportunities, but you're not seeing that. So while I don't need him to develop a crazy shot, well, we have seen a couple of threes from him. I don't need to see him develop a crazy shot, but I need you to be aggressive to go clean up messes, to be a lob threat.
Yeah.
The fact that we didn't see a lob from Okorie to you is concerning. Not concerning, but not wait, let me rephrase. It's not concerning. It's just more like, oh, so that's not part of the game right now. So yeah,
I think the lob was more so the lack of spacing, because we had no shooters whatsoever. They were taking everything away. They were like with JD in the playoffs last year. It's like, we're taking this away.
I would say that if we didn't have Brice and Chaz both behind the 3-point line. Where are you?
Yeah, but Brice wasn't. Chaz was the only one that was consistent. You could see the game plan before tonight was, we're taking that away.
Okay, so
we're
maybe not
force these guys to beat us.
Dunk,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
But Okorie's still not dumping it to you, which means you're not getting free.
He's not right. 100%.
So
I agree with that. Dom says, "What up, Dom?" Dom says, "Ugonna has good defensive instincts, but strength, yes, is what he needs. Boxing out for rebounds, setting screens, basic fundamentals of the G League." You mentioned Gobert. He has the basic fundamentals offensively, but he's also 30 years old now. So it took him time. He's
also a 4-year DPOY, which do not get me started on that compared to the other two that he's in that category with. But he's a great defender. I will never argue with that. But he is able to get to the basket. He was able to get around guys like Jokic. Like, he's able to get around to get the ball into the basket. Even though, again, he's not elite offensively, he's not going out there.
He's got something he can go to.
Right.
That's the key. And defensively, we've seen when he first came in, he wasn't like Victor skinny, but he wasn't what he is now. Like, Gobert has kind of morphed his body over the years, and he's a lot stronger now. That's why he was able to keep Jokic out of the paint at times in the playoffs. So like,
early in his career.
Yeah, he did. Earlier in his career. I think he got his last one like two years ago, something like that. But yeah, so he's had time. And Ugonna is a second-round pick. You know what I mean? Very raw. So we're not expecting him to be a finished product. Right. It's just the thing, the early stages of things we want to see is what I haven't really seen from him yet. So definitely, Dom, he's got to get stronger. I think that's going to take at least a year for him to get to a point where he can play at the NBA level.
How old is he? 22?
Ugonna, I don't know how old he is. That's a good question. I'm not sure how old
he is. Because if this is true as well, I'm curious. I don't think he started playing basketball until he was 17 in Nigeria when the NBA started their tour over there to get young players to come to America. So he's very raw.
21.
So if he's only been playing basketball for 4 years, height is probably what he's leaned on. And his footwork, we saw his footwork last game. It's there. I do think he has the basic fundamentals. It's just being confident in that and also finding your own game. You can't, like, you need to find what your thing is and go with it.
Yeah.
You have to, like, that's kind of where I need him to be, is like, we don't need you to be everybody. We don't need you to be Dikembe. But we need you to find your thing, perfect it, and translate it to the game. And I think he can. I really, truly think he can. I'm still excited. I'm very excited about him. I think he was a great second-round pickup for the pick that we had. I do.
Yeah. Hey, Baby says, Corey tried, his hands too. His hands.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
He had butterfingers tonight again.
You're right.
Right. I think a lot of the time when he was rolling, he wasn't looking for the ball. I didn't feel like it was like he was rolling. And that's the aggression again on both sides. There was a few times he had a short roll jumper and he didn't know what, like, the first couple games we saw him like looking for his point guard, which is good. But when you have it, you got to take it. And he didn't seem confident. He didn't seem confident to me either on either side of the basketball. So once again, 53rd pick, second round, 21 years old, right? It's going to take time. It's a project. It's nothing we didn't already know about him. We just got a chance to see in what areas now specifically that he needs to work on. And to me, it's just understanding how to play at this level and getting stronger for sure. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on him and we'll monitor him as he plays with the Crews this year, boss.
Sounds good.
We got a few more guys. Let's go, boss, to Isaac Jones. In this game, Isaac Jones finished with 6 points on 2 of 5 overall, 1 of 2 from the line, 6 boards, a turnover, and a steal in 16 minutes, boss.
Again, I don't think he played the second half. Super aggressive early. just what we've been seeing of him. He did record, no assists, because that's something people mention, is that he just wasn't
tunnel vision. Yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, his aggression offensively was very helpful. And he did go for the boards again. Once again, he leads in boards. I feel like he's led our team in boards every single game. So that is there on the defensive end. He met people at the basket. He wasn't afraid to throw his body in there. I just see aggression.
Yeah.
Did he attempt any threes today? No. I'm surprised he's Super 5. It felt like he made a bigger impact in earlier on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with him. My only note was basically just aggressive offensively, which is exactly what he was.
Mm-hmm.
Just helped us build that lead. But he is very, like you said, him and I think Brice was the other person that people mentioned are pretty tunnel vision on their baskets. But it's hard to. Summer League is not the place to judge tunnel vision, because Summer League is the place where the guys want to show what they can do. So I'm not saying that every game you should be saying that about him, which has been a common theme. But I'm also not going to be like, this is all he can do. He doesn't pass. He doesn't know how to move the ball. He doesn't know how to share the ball. He's behind Chaz, consistently putting up consistent numbers.
Yeah, he's solid.
So,
I don't know.
I get it.
It's just for me.
I get it. And I'm not saying that, I'm just saying he's one of our most consistent players this Summer League for sure.
I did like what he did outside of scoring. Like, I look at things that you're not best at, and if you're able to contribute.
Right.
Like, we talked about Chaz. Great shooter, did other things. Like, what aren't you the greatest at, or what aren't you known for that can still impact the game? Right. And for him, it was rebounding.
Mm-hmm.
He did a really good job, like you mentioned, rebounding the basketball. He's had multiple double-digit rebounding games in Summer League. That's great, right? But I agree with Chris. As far as for this team trying to get to the Eastern Conference Finals next year, that being the baseline, right? That being the expectation, taking another step from the previous 2 years. First year was playoffs. Last year was second round. Next year has to be East. That has to be the progression, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm confident with him being the backup four to help us.
I think to help kind of visualize, and again, I'm not going to speak on his game until I see it in NBA, but again, he was traveling with us for most of the season last year, and he still didn't get minutes, and that's telling. Tolu got minutes over him. I'm not saying anything with relation to them, but I am saying that
I think Tolu's better.
We brought him in from Sacramento and then didn't play him at all. Yeah. But you got to think about because he's a forward center. He was, I feel like, mostly center backup for us last year and for the Kings. But if you want to put him at the 4, fine. Think about him going against Aaron Gordon. Think about him going against Bobby Portis. Think about him going against Cat. Mm-hmm. Think about him going against certain people, and you kind of do see like, okay, I don't think he would be able to just dribble the ball through those people. So I agree. Yeah. But I haven't seen him go against those people, so I can't say straight up. But also, when you're in Summer League and you've been in the league for a while, you're a sophomore at this, you're going against newbies, it makes it a little bit easier to attack them.
Yeah, there's so many guys who dominate in Summer League, who dominate with the crews, who don't get any time at the next level.
Right.
So if I don't see you dominating against lesser talent or showing that you're just head and shoulders at your position against lesser talent, I don't have confidence you're going to be able to just magically be able to play well against better talent. And that's kind of what I look at. You know, to me, he's above average for Summer League. He's above average for playing with, in the G League. But most guys who get an opportunity, maybe at the NBA level, they dominate. They dominate in Summer League. They dominate in the G League, or at least show they're just head and shoulders better. I don't see that with him. So I'm not going to judge and say he can't. I just wouldn't feel comfortable at this point with him being that guy based on what I've seen the last year and a half from him. So
right. Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's super fair. Yeah. Agreed. It's it is just like we see your best when you know that you're the best guy on the floor in that spot.
Right.
What happens when you're not?
Right. Exactly. Dom says, side note, says, we took Chaz in the second round last year, but I wanted Maxime Reynaud Oh, Raynaud was nice.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Didn't
So
he
he's
get
on the
drafted by the Kings, I think? He's a big guy. He's skilled. He's very skilled.
And that's what people were like, if you do a sign and trade for Jalen Duren, it's Sabonis and Raynaud. I need him with different people before I can give my opinion. I think he did great for his first. I think he did a fantastic rookie year, but on a bad team. Good players, bad team.
Yeah. It's hard to say. I'm not mad at Raynaud though. I like him.
I like him too. He's a guy that came out mean. He came out mean and aggressive.
Right. 100%. Okorie is going to be better at the next level. Imagine him having JD, John Collins, or B-Ball Paul out there instead of these summer league bigs. Defenses only guarded him and Chaz for half of 100%. Yeah, it's going to look different, bro, when he has more talent around him, like we talked about. We've seen him do a lot more with a lot less at Stanford, etc. So, yeah, I want to see how it looks, hear how it goes in training camp and all that stuff. And I'm excited to see what he does. Real quick, Alan says Isaac Jones is an AAA player, is what that is in baseball. Too good for minors, not good enough for majors. Right. Just kind of in between. You know, you got to be dominant, man. You got to be dominant before you get there in order to have a shot. And I just haven't seen that dominance. So I'm not going to write him off. But I think guys like Tolu are ahead of him. Tolu was a guy who dominated with the Crews last year. I went to a lot of those games. Got a chance to catch up with him after a lot of those games. He had some 2010 games where he looked like he was the best big on the court more times than not. And it wasn't hard to see that, right? So that's what I'm talking about when I see that. So we'll see. We'll see with him. Last one, Isaac Jones has Kevin Knox syndrome. Play style is like a main scoring option, but is nowhere good enough for it, right? But doesn't do role player stuff right either. Good point. Because lastly, going to Tolu real quick again, when he came on the show last year, that's one thing he told me, boss, was that I kind of made this point. I asked him what he thought. And I was saying, you have a lot of skills, but when you get to the next level, even though you can do all this for this team, we need you to do this. And that's the difference. He was like, exactly, bro. And he's like, having a defined role is what he said he knew he had to have. And just doing the little things, defensively, man in the glass. So he understood what he was and who he had to be. And that's just as important as a talent, is being able to take on that kind of role at the next level. When you're used to being the guy averaging 20 and 10, and then you got to go to averaging, 10 and 5 at best. That's hard for a lot of guys. These guys have ego. These guys, they want to get their numbers. They want to get the touches. And having that willingness to be able to do that I'm not saying this is him. I'm just saying it's another roadblock for a lot of guys is, can you do that at the next level? Are you going to try to be the hero or the main guy on a team where you're not the best player anymore? So just something to keep in mind. Hey, Joe, but I believe you. I agree with you, and I believe what you're saying there for sure. So we'll leave it there, boss. Let's go now to
the door. We'll get to the Duren later. I opened it. Sorry.
It's all good. I got Brice Williams, and that's it for this, and we'll go from there, boss.
Basically.
Okay. Brice in this game, guys, finished with 15 points on 5 for 8 shooting, 1 of 4 from 3, 2 from the line, 5 boards, 1 assist, 2 turnovers, and a steal in 25. What do you see from Brice in this game? Interesting game for Brice Williams.
Yeah, look, Brice has heart, and it's apparent. I think he has the motivation to make it to the NBA. He wants to make it to the NBA.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And I think some of that emotion boiled over into this game because he was getting frustrated and he got ejected. The text, kind of soft. I'm actually, I guess, with a flagrant one, really? Wait, can technical fouls with flagrants?
Was it a flagrant and a tech?
Yeah,
no, if you get a flagrant and a tech, you're still good.
Well, I know, but he got called for a flagrant one and then a tech and got ejected. That's what I'm saying.
Did he get a tech the first time too for throwing the ball at him?
Why would you get a tech and a flagrant?
Because he get the flagrant for knocking him down, and then he threw the ball at him after that.
Okay, I don't know. Right. So they don't compound.
Yeah, they don't.
So they must. Juice and I have our volume way down, so all I saw in the chat was a flagrant. Which again, I think for that play, if it's the shove initially was a flagrant, come on.
Yeah, it was double tech.
Like
and then the flagrant.
A flagrant.
And then the second tech, right. For throwing the ball at him.
Well, then that makes me annoyed because I don't think that shove was a flagrant. But anyways, when you're shooting, was his 3-ball on? No, but he was shooting, 5 of 8. He had our best shooting percentage. Bummer that, he got ejected late in the fourth, so it wasn't like it was like game changing, but it's like, you want to see him more. And for me, it just shows a little bit of heart and frustration in the point that his defense and his ball movement and his, creating shots and getting the free throw line, that was a big part of why they had the lead that they did. He played a big role in that. And to lose that lead, I can understand the emotional bit behind it. I don't know what was being said or anything, but at the same time, like, this is your last summer league game. You've played with the Pistons already with the Motor City Cruise. You've played NBA minutes in dead time. Like, I know who you are as a Pistons fans. I know you. And I wish he composed himself enough not to get ejected. People were upset about Stu getting too emotional. And that's Stu. That's culture guy Stu. And so it's just not a good look to be ejected from a summer league game. Mm-hmm. So just a little bit of a bummer there. But in terms of his play today, again, 5 of 8, great efficiency. His 3-ball wasn't hot, but he still found ways to score, which is what we said last time. He got, 24 points last game, despite his 3 not falling. He was finding other ways. Mm-hmm. 5 boards is huge, second most of the game. Like, he was playing well. He did make a case for himself, and he is another guy that people have said that if Isaac Jones doesn't get the 2-way, then we should give it to Brice. He's been in that conversation. I think he has a little bit more to do. Is basically how he ended this game for me, ended this league for me, is that you have a little bit of tweaking, but I'm rooting for him. I think he can get in the league, but right now, I'm not like, I want you in the rotation based on what you can do, but it's hard because I like Brice, and I've liked him since last year, and he is huge in the G League, and I want him to have that NBA contract, and I wholeheartedly believe that he regrets being ejected, and it's just not a good look going out. I mean, and now he has to make up for it outside of summer league, which kind of blows.
This is disappointing.
Yeah.
This is your audition, bro. Mm-hmm. This is your time to show how you can help a team, and not just the Pistons, any team.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That's the point, though. That's why I'm, aside from the numbers in this game, my takeaway is you can't get ejected, bro. You can't, because other teams around the league who may think you're a good player. You talked about Stu. It was almost like we put up with Stu because of what he did defensively. He was so impactful. It's like, gotta kind of overlook it. Like, that was kind of what it was with Stu. So it's like,
Stu was culture, but he also made sometimes it was okay, but
he helped more than he hurt. And
right, but sometimes it hurt, and tonight it hurt him.
I understand what you're saying, and with Brice, you don't have a contract, bro.
Right,
like you're auditioning. This is your time to show how you can help a team. The last thing you need to be doing, it's worse to go 0 for 10 than to get ejected, bro. Because like you just can't do it in this environment when you're trying to show that you can help a team at the next level.
Right.
And that's the biggest takeaway for me from this game with him. Is like it was just hard for me to see when it came to him, because somebody mentioned it too, that they think he may be feeling the pressure because he's in year 2 and hasn't earned a 2-way yet. And that could be another thing. So it's just like, but the last thing you can do, you can't let it get to you. You gotta at least stay on the court, bro. I know what happened at the end of the game, but it's just not a good look.
Right.
For other teams around the league who were like, this guy, he may have he got ejected in summer league.
Unless
they turn him off. So it's not
unless there's something, unless the context that here's the thing. I'm going to argue. I don't know what this guy was saying to him. I don't know what's going on. But nobody else did either. So it's just optics. So whether this guy was saying things about your mama, I don't know. But optically, you were the one to overstep, and it sucks. And again, feeling the pressure, completely agree. That's kind of how I feel. I think he's a good player. I can see Brice in the NBA. I truly can, and I want him to work towards that. But you can't be 25 years old playing against 18, 19, 20-year-olds, and you're the one ejected because of your emotions. And I get it, because I'm sorry, but I love it. He threw that ball, and I was like, Yeah, if a guy threw a ball at me, I'd throw it right back too. I'm with you. But then you took it too far.
Yeah.
And got ejected.
Yeah.
But then you knew the position you were in. You knew that you had a tech. You knew that you had a flagrant one. And you decided in the last few minutes to open your mouth and talk to this kid, this troll.
Yeah.
If he was trolling. I'm guessing he was, because I don't think Brice was just out there doing nothing.
Yeah. At this level, everybody's trying to get an edge, and you got to be above that. You got to be above that. This isn't the first time he's been trash talked before in his career. Like to your point, with his age, like you can't let that happen. You can't let them get under your skin like that at a time that's most crucial for you. So that was unfortunate for him. I thought he had a decent summer league, pretty good summer league as far as things.
I think he did good. I think he had one bad game.
Right.
And even the game that I thought was bad wasn't, because when you look at the box score, I was like, oh, he did other things.
Yeah, that's why for me it's frustrating for his sake.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not like it's a guy who I didn't think could make a team. He can. He's like on the cusp of possibly.
Yes.
And then you do this.
Brice, I believe in you. I wholeheartedly believe in you, and I know you regret this.
Can't do it, man.
But it's a learning experience at this point. And I hope, and again, it's not the end of the world for him, but it puts you off a little bit. But it's not the end of the world, because we got guys in the league doing worse and getting contracts with other teams. Like but
they're already there though.
That's I know. But I believe in you, Brice. I believe in you.
All right, man. We'll leave it there on Brice. You got anything else? Anybody else, boss?
Real quick, I'll just go through some notes that I had. We got to see Basheer Jihad, who I've been loving. I mentioned him and Roddy Gale. They're the opposite of the word finesse. They just barrel through. They get the ball. They get the ball. They know exactly what they want to do. Who cares who's standing in their way? They run over you like it's a cone. They're obviously they're honestly the opposite of Ugonna. They're kind of just like, yeah, let me do this.
Roddy Gale up there playing like Devin Montgomery, like Demo out there, man.
Roddy Gale did not have a great game, but again, he played aggressively, and we've talked about that. If we wanted to see that from Ugonna. If you're not going to make the shot, that's okay. But Basheer Jihad barreled people over for boards. He had really strong takes to the basket. Jaden Henley had a nice three. Stevenson, that's Timu DeMar. Some great offensive aggression. He had a late three that looked really nice. Okay, so those are my notes. I know Drake Allen, good defense. Worst highlight of the summer league was the fact that Drake Allen confidently grabbed the ball,
that shot.
Set his feet, no one near him, airballed a three.
Yeah, I mean that happens sometimes, but it was just
dude.
It was bad.
It was the way he locked in. I was like, oh yeah, this is going in.
Stream music.
Gone. Far right. Bad.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. Yeah, I want to see Roddy Gale in the two-way. I do want to see that. I want to see Roddy Gale in the two-way.
Same, and that's why I would, and I think I wanted to take Isaac Jones's, but that would mean I need us to get rid of some guards for a big guy.
Yeah,
I need, if we're gonna get rid of some guards, we need to bring in a big guy. Yeah, Allen, he missed a floater too.
I'm cool.
He's a great defender. Fantastic. They say that he's a point guard. Didn't see that.
No.
But the three, it was really bad. Like, it was like, if that happened in an NBA game, you got the entire arena clowning
benches like this.
Clowning you. Even the home team. Ooh. Tough. That was it was a hard watch. And I hate that that's a play I remember from this game.
Hey, it is what it is, man. We call it like we see it. That was hilarious, right? Yeah, like 2016 Tamar is Timu DeMar, right? That's funny.
You got if you see him, you'll know he has the bone structure, the tats.
That's funny.
The braids.
If Drake had done the Beasley shimmy before that, it would have banned it from back. Oh, before it went in, like when he shot it.
No, here's the thing. If Drake did that and then did the shimmy, I would have loved it.
That'd have been
if he
hilarious.
airballed and was like, okay, I would have loved it. I would have been like, way to play that off.
Coach would have been like, he would have got the Isaac Jones treatment. We wouldn't have saw him no more the rest of the game. No more the rest of the game. Come sit down, bro. They wouldn't have shown him on screen. They would have took his jersey from him.
It would have became my favorite. It would have been like, okay, so he's just, he's just riding through the embarrassment, but that was tough.
He's leaning into it. That
was, I mean, again, it was just,
need some work.
It was just such a pretty set, wide open. Yeah. Not even backboard rim, none of it.
Yeah, it was a bad shot.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. That's all I got, man. That's all I got. We can look ahead briefly, boss, and get to some quick comments if you guys want from there.
Extra late for you guys.
So yeah, let's do this comment real quick. I know this came up again. So Deuce and Sarah says, Nika, what do y'all think about the guard situation? We have like 6 guards or 7, so we're gonna have to. Y'all want to talk about this every show? We just talked about this last show. We got 6, 7 guards. We're gonna have to trade a couple. Who do you think stays and who goes? That's boss takes her drink, so I have to go first. That's a tough question.
Oh, sorry, no, I'll go.
I'm messing with you. Nah, I'm messing with you. That's a good question, but yeah, take off first, boss. Take off. What are your thoughts?
Okay. I mean, I've talked about this a little bit. I can't come to I won't confirm it until roster is confirmed. I think if we waive Gary Harris. We have a 60-man roster right now. I think he's who we waive. I would be really shocked if it was anyone else. I mean, I wouldn't be too shocked if we kept him and got rid of Prince. But Prince is a forward.
Yeah.
You know, a 4 or not, he's a forward, which we don't. It's not overloading.
Yeah.
It's also why, you know, it's hard for guys like Chaz. It would be tough. We signed Elijah Harkless, who's a guard, to a 2-way. So we're signing another guy, you know, would we get rid of a bigger guy for another 2-way guard? I don't know. I think that if we make another move this season, a big one, if we make a big move, that's not just picks, I have a feeling Duncan Robinson is our best asset to get rid of. I learned about this rule today. You guys probably already all knew it, but I learned that once you sign someone, you can't trade them for 3 months.
Yep.
Didn't know that.
Yep.
So either we have 16 people. Someone has to be waived. And that's why I think it's going to be Gary Harris. Still, throw Chaz in there. That's still 6 guards.
Yeah.
So that's why, you know, while a move I think will be made, whether it's picks, whether it's with Duncan Robinson, something like that, I think that more likely we're looking at a trade, a deadline trade, a December trade, a January trade with some of the guys that we brought in, like Torian. But I mean, but then that would just be Torian, because I don't think we're getting rid of Joe. We signed Herter. So that's why so many trades can't happen until January. So smart, people. I just never knew that. I just assumed once you had that trade deadline was just open until whatever. I guess that's kind of fair for the player themselves, that they're not just being shipped off every 3 weeks. But I think that we, at this point in time, if we don't make any more moves, if this is the last where we want to go in and we have to get rid of someone, I think it's Gary Harris, and then Chaz would take that spot if necessary. That's what I'm at.
Interesting. In hockey, you can trade them whatever you want. There is no limitations. Or that's
chaotic.
I didn't know that.
I watch hockey. I'm a Blackhawks fan.
Okay.
What about you, Hey Joe?
Yeah, let us know. I'm a Red Wings fan, and that's about it.
Blackhawks and Avs, but only because the Avs got good recently. So
yeah, for me, I think by the trade deadline, there are only 4 guards in this picture. And I think they are Isaiah Joe, Danish Jenkins, Ebuka Okorie, and Kevin Herter. I don't think Dunk's going to be here. I don't think Gary Harris is going to be here. I don't think Gary Harris sticks. And I think Duncan is the guy that is likely used in a bigger trade for another guy, you know, for maybe a bigger
he's an asset. Yeah.
Like we talked about.
For a bigger guy.
Right. And I said it before, guys, he's an asset, but he's also, in my opinion, the worst defender in this picture. Right. And everybody else here can at least shoot the ball fairly well. So that's why I would think those are the 2 reasons for me why I think Herter's going to be here. He's here for 3 years. At least he's got a 3-year contract. all guaranteed, by the way. It is not like Duncan's deal where it's like 3 and then team options after the first year. It's 3 guaranteed for Huerter, right? Yeah. Isaiah Joe is going to be here. He's a champion. Nothing to say there. Danish Jenkins is the most well-rounded guy in this picture. And Ebuka Okorie is a rookie who was, who we traded up for, gave away draft capital to go get. So I think those 4 are going to be there. Mm-hmm. So those are my thoughts. Anything could happen. If a deal presents itself, anything can change, right? But that's who I think is going to be on this roster and who's not by the end or by the trade deadline. I think that's going to be those are going to be the guys who are still here and not.
I think it's hard because I do think that like Joe would be our starting 2, and we just signed Huerter. And why would we sign Huerter to a bigger contract if we're not going to play him?
Okay, 2 guaranteed.
And that's why I also think that Duncan will be 2 guaranteed, but still he's being paid a decent amount.
9 a year.
More than Dunk. I mean, Dunk is $2 million until December, which is then $15 million, which isn't that bad.
Right.
So I'm curious. Like that's why I think that. But also, again, based on who we have signed, based on the young guys that I want to see grow with this team, like Ron Holland, like Danish Jenkins. That's why I think that there is one more trade coming before season, and I think it includes Dunk. I'm not saying I don't want Duncan gone. The interview with him and Stu was incredible. I love that. I love that people clowned him for walking away from a fight, and ever since then, he's the first one there. Yeah. I love Duncan Robinson.
Good vet. Not even about that.
But it could be. He is our best asset in terms of pairing him with picks for somebody that's not a project at a 4 position, in my opinion.
Jay Chevy says Gary definitely staying on the team. Y'all got to stop trying to get rid of my guy. Hey, not personal, man. It's just
say like he did have an interview at Summer League, yes, but he might have been the only one that wanted to do it. For me, I don't know much about Gary Harris. I'll admit that. I don't know a lot of his game. I know that he was hyped coming into the league and never lived up to that hype necessarily. Torian Prince, I know more just because he was instrumental in the Milwaukee's championship run, and I really loved Giannis Antetokounmpo at the time, so I watched a lot of that. And Tayshaun Prince is my all-time favorite player, so to notice another Prince in the league was interesting. So it could be either one of those guys, but again, just based on position, the depth it's clearly that. And to be honest, I don't want to see Chaz go. I really don't want to see Danish go. Like I don't want to see some of these other young guys go. To have a spot for an older vet. Like we do need vets, but we don't need that. Like we have them. Collins is a vet. Duncan's a vet. If we keep him, Joe's more of a vet. Yeah. Champion, more of a vet. Woo's our vet that we kept. Things like that. So
Yep. Is Sasser still in the squad? No, he's with the Mavericks. He's with the Mavericks.
I was hoping he'd come to the Nuggets. There was a little slow chatter about that, and I was so sad. I think the Pistons and Nuggets should only trade between each other, in my opinion.
Imagine Isaiah Joe without that OKC leash. Nickeil Alexander-Walker type of jump is possible. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but and they don't play the same position. But as far as just opportunity, I think Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who played with Minnesota, was solid off the bench, went to Atlanta and won MIP. Right? So Isaiah Joe, he gets more minutes. I think he played average 19 or 20.
He didn't do bad. I mean, I remember getting kind of into an argument with someone online about saying Isaiah Joe is gonna, thrive in a bigger role. And they're like, he was crucial to the Thunder, but they didn't rely on him in the playoffs.
He wasn't big enough.
Switched minutes. Too big. Him and AJ Mitchell, and then Jared McCain came in. Him and who was the other one? Not Kaysen. There's another 3-point shooter that they would just kind of rotate minutes. Like
Russo?
One guy got 20 minutes a game. Maybe it is. Maybe
Russo
Wiggins.
Was huge.
Or maybe I'm thinking of Wallace. Maybe it is Wallace.
Or
maybe
Kaysen
it was
too.
more. Isaiah Joe was more offensive focused. Kaysen Wallace came in more for defense. I mean, obviously they can both play both ways. but he wasn't. His averages weren't every game. Like he was used situationally.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the OKC guys are.
Exactly.
So that's just more of how it is. It's like, yes, he was vital to OKC's runs, I believe, but he wasn't needed. Like if he got injured, it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's no knock to him. That's just how the depth.
It's just, if we got Aaron Wiggins, I would have been happy. If we got Casey Wallace, I would have been happy. We got Isaiah Joe. I'm happy.
Yeah.
So,
and Marvelous, exactly. He'll have more of an opportunity here. Him playing with Cade, who you know is going to be looking for him. That's just gonna, and having more shooters outside of just him on the court at the same time is going to be huge for a guy like him.
He gets open so fast. I remember during the play, or I think it was the first round, they did play him in a game. I texted our group chat, me, King, Vinny, dude. And I was just like, I want Isaiah Joe.
Yeah.
None of them responded, but I clipped it when I got off the airplane and found out we got Isaiah Joe.
Yeah, you did.
Them and be like, hey,
that's a fact. Shout out to you. Yep. The Joe issue is he couldn't get minutes in the playoffs even after two guys in front of him got hurt. Yeah, like Stephon Castle, like those guys, Dylan Harper, those guys are just too big for him. It was just too much size. Both of those guys are 6'6", and even Devin Vassell 6. Like it was just too much size for him. They had to go the different direction in that series. That was a bad series for him. But I mean, the Spurs are bad matches for pretty much anybody, right? But that's a good point. Do you remember OKC often played Joe the 3, so he was too small for the 3 in the playoffs? Which, like, right, exactly, 100%.
So,
is very good regular season. I watched Isaiah Joe. He's a rhythm shooter and needs ample time and shot attempts to be effective. Yeah, which he would get. Like we were saying with Duncan Robinson last year. Like we don't need 1 for 3 from 3. We need you to get 8, 9 threes up a game as the only threat. You got to get them up in volume. Efficiency, yes, but be the threat. Make them guard you. And I think he would do that for sure. Playing with, once again, Cade Cunningham.
He's coming into a different situation, but what he showed me on the Thunder is that whether he gets consistent minutes or he's thrown in sporadically to get shots up, he's consistent.
Yeah.
He does his job. And so I do hope that, falling into a role like that. And that's why it's hard for me to pick who the starter 2 is going to be, because I absolutely could see him coming in as off the bench because that's what he did for the Thunder and thrived. Duncan Robinson also was a starter and a bench player for the Heat, and he thrived. We only saw him as a starter for us. Kevin Huerter, we don't know if he's going to sink into his role. Danish Jenkins can get hot from 3. Cade averaged over 40% from the playoffs from 3. Like, the shooting is there, and now it's just it's a crazy. We talked about hard problems to have last season, which was some of our depth with Asar, with Ron, with Wu, of like sometimes these guys would get DMPs and we'd win, and we talk about it. Like, well, we didn't get to see Wu, but that's the hardest. Like now this season, the hard decision will be which sharpshooter gets.
And that's the thing, boss. I'm glad you said, because like these comments are really good comments. Alan says, okay, so we have a case for, and I think maybe against Isaiah Joe. Let's talk about it real quick. We've seen, here's the one for, I would say, at least a point in his favor. We've seen Bees, THJ, and Duncan all have career years playing next to Cade. Not worried about Isaiah Joe at all. 4 straight years, bro. Over 40% from 3. Every year with the Thunder, he shot over 40%. And every year with the Thunder, he shot over 50% from the field. So that's a great point in his favor, because a starting role, which you didn't have, Cade Cunningham as your point guard, which he didn't have. I love Shea, but he's not the facilitator that Cade did. We know that.
Shea doesn't average double.
Cade averaged 9 assists with only 1 shooter on the court. So like, you put Isaiah Joe there, what's that look like? So that's the point 4. Now, but for an additional point, a counterpoint, Hey Joe says, OKC, they value ball handling over 3-point shooting and guards. So the question is, what are the Pistons going to value more at that spot? And that's what makes me think maybe it's Dennis Jenkins, because are the Pistons going to have the approach, which they talked about getting more ball handlers on this team, or having more ball handlers on the court with Cade? I think that would, if that's what they're looking for, then that favors Dennis Jenkins more than Isaiah Joe, because Joe is not really a ball handler. He's not really a facilitator. Dennis Jenkins is a ball handler. He's a facilitator.
Think it's staggered.
So it's just a point either way.
Like we both talked about, I think it will be staggered. We'll get Danis and Cade minutes, but Danis doesn't start because of that.
I mean, we'll see. I think he could start for that reason, and then he can just have Cade sit down, and then you bring in Isaiah Joe to play with Danis. That works out perfectly.
I think it's different. I think it's Danis comes in for the 2 next to Cade, and then Cade rests, and Danis takes over the 1.
Right. So it's just going to come down to what the Pistons value. He said what OKC values. What do the Pistons?
But Herder, we've just said, is a good ball handler. I don't know Isaiah Joe's. I don't know Isaiah Joe's because Shea is
Herder's
Shea.
better. I think Herder's better as a ball handler.
I need to see more Isaiah Joe, but they didn't play Shea off the ball.
Right. He had the ball. So it's just like it's impossible to say.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun to see. It's good.
We need the insight. Everybody, when training camp comes, bother Eric Vincent.
Yeah, for sure, because he's gonna be there. He's gonna see. Yeah, he's gonna be close to these guys. He's gonna talk to him for sure. A few more comments, guys. We'll call it. Roles and minutes are hard to predict. I still say Danis will start and get around 28 minutes. Okay, I think me and you are right there. Joe, Duncan, Herder will all be fighting for 30 minutes, maybe 40 total. Yeah, it's gonna be a battle. Look at like Ebuka and Danis in practice. I wish I could see that. That would be fun to watch. 2 dogs going at it. Starting 2 should be Danis if John Collins starts. Okay. Feel you on that one. Let's see. I think it's going to be Joe over Danis, but I think Asar is going to get more ball reps, and that could be another thing to determine it as well. If he can, we talked about it last show. If Asar is able to make a jump as far as ball handling, initiation, making plays, being a play creator for this team, along with Cade, maybe you don't need Danis as much because you have Asar doing some of those things. But if Asar can't do those things, then maybe you need Danis to help him. So it's just like so many things are unknown at this point. And that's what makes it fun to kind of like speculate and kind of predict how it's going to play out because we have no idea. We can just go off what we've seen. Appreciate you, Big Red or Big Wood, Big Hoods, as good content still coming. Of course, man. You know we got you, man. As long as we can do it, we're going to do it.
Big Hood.
Yeah, that's funny. I can see them giving Asar ball handling reps too. Yep, got to get reps to develop 100%.
I'm glad you guys brought up Asar because I forget about
that. Was a great point.
This is why you guys are here.
Yeah, y'all know y'all ball, man.
Yeah.
Pistons want shot creation at that position. Okay, so that could, once again, it could tell us something. Okorie will be the 1, in my opinion. Really? So you think Okorie is going to end up being the 1 and Cade the 2? Cade is all NBA first teamer as a point guard.
He's a point guard. He can play the 2 in certain scenarios, but it would literally be him being the 1 and then him off ball for a couple of possessions.
Cade is the 1 in my opinion.
Maybe you can see the future, Michael. Maybe you can see the future. I'm not saying this season, but maybe you can see the future.
If it ain't broke.
I'm just saying.
I'm not saying you. I'm just saying. That's my thought. Like the things he's done with just decent talent around him the past few seasons.
Oh, he said he meant backup 1.
Oh, okay.
That was
that tracks because he's got Danis as the
Danis came in.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
And I can see. I personally can see that as well, but not right away.
Okay. Okay. As a rookie, trying to get his legs under him, I can see that. Okay.
December, January, second half of the season, mess with it a little bit.
Okay. Last one. If Asar takes it, well, 2 more. If Asar takes the on-ball leap, I think their big target will be Trey Murphy. Hey, man. Like Hawkeye said and Ronan said in game, don't give me hope, bro. Yeah. Don't give me hope. Anyway, as an off-ball shooter, if it doesn't, it could be someone more on ball. I think that's why we're waiting. Yeah, I still think Trey could be here. I don't have any intel. I don't think it's out of the question.
Believe it from the bottom of your heart. I just can't picture him anywhere else is where I'm at.
I don't know who else has the flexibility that we have. Like Trajan is just piling up on assets and guards and movable contracts and flexibility to be able to pounce if and when it presents itself. And like you said, as we get closer to the trade deadline and teams start to get more desperate and the seat gets a little bit hotter up under you.
Right.
You never know if that price could drop.
Yeah.
Is all I'm saying. And he wants to be ready at that time, I believe, instead of having to scramble. I think he just wants to be ready if and when it happens. So that's what I'm hoping for. Maybe with the heart, more with the mind, maybe both, but I don't think it's out of the question with Trey Murphy.
I want to comment on this real quick because Booker is the number 1 on a team and he's a playoff dropper every time. And all you guys did is rip on people being a playoff dropper this season. So no.
I agree.
For his price. Look I like Devin Booker for his price.
No, he's like 60 plus the next 3 years. Like we can't do that. Now to be fair, they got him playing a point guard. He's not a point guard. They got Jalen Green playing a 2. Devin Booker is not a point guard, so he's not going to be his best. Him at the 2,
unless that's what
along with
wants.
the Cade,
I want to know.
would make a lot more sense. But he's making way too much money right now.
Because I don't know if they brought in a point guard this offseason, which if that's the issue, then go get one. That's where there's plenty. Where there's plenty. So if they haven't gotten one this offseason, it's telling me that Booker's fine with that position.
Right.
So that's more what it is. And I don't mind Devin Booker, but at the same time, it's cool.
Like him and Kay would be great. Let's not get that twisted. Him and Kay Cunningham together would be amazing. I ain't gonna front that at all.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear he would fit here. We don't know because they've tried to surround him with people and he can't do it yet.
I don't understand. Nah, if he came and played on this team with Cade Cunningham, that would be a perfect fit in this system. That would be perfect. You saw what Duncan Robinson did last year. He's levels and levels above Duncan Robinson. We saw Duncan Robinson have a career year. Put him with Cade. Man.
Okay, I'll take him for $15 million a year. Duncan Robinson.
But that's the thing. Y'all are complaining about JD getting $40 million. You want to give Book $60 million? We ain't got no team left.
Grow up.
It would be no team left.
That's mostly where I'm at. It's just like you haven't proven yourself. He is good, guys. I love watching Devin Booker. I have nothing against him, but he is also a playoff dropper. It's proven.
He's also not a number 1 on a championship team.
And
he's been asked to be.
They've surrounded him with other shooters like Durant. I really like his teammates right now. I really like Dylan Brooks on the Suns. I really like that stuff. But like, the price tag is right. Broke. It has to be under 30 mil for me.
I feel like he was at his best when he had a great point guard on his team. When Chris Paul was with him in Phoenix, that's when they went to the finals. So it's just like, if he had a Cade on this team in his prime, but once again, the money is just way too much. Is way you wouldn't have any team.
That's what I'm saying. This is what his contract is.
Right. Okay, so 70 million. Yeah, no.
Oh my God.
20 million more than Cade? Come on, bro. Nah.
And also
can't do
a
that.
cone on defense.
He has slowed down defensively, bro. I have noticed that. He wasn't always like that.
I know. And for me, it's more like he looks like he lost his love for the game a little bit. Like when you watch him play, if he's not in rhythm, he doesn't care. If he's not in rhythm, he's running around out there like la 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 la. Let me try to get like he gets in his head. It's a little bit mental for me.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. It could be. He would fit here, boss. Booker, that price tag is way too high. He's not as good as right. He's kind of fell off overall. Like even in a regular season, his numbers feel hollow now.
Give me Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
That's what I'd rather have at that price tag because that man is not a playoff faller.
Yeah, I agree, and he's not. That's exactly.
That's just kind of what you just got to compare of like who else, but at that price tag, guys, too, we could fill in a lot of our positions. We could get 4 guys and be thrilled.
Right.
So it's kind of
way more depth. Yeah.
I think I don't think it would ever happen. He just signed an extension too. So I think the book to Detroit is not going to happen, especially with the GM that we have, only because it is about longevity. And if we have him, you're going to fall into a Denver Nuggets situation where you have some of the best players in the NBA. You have the best player in the world, and you can't surround the 3 of them with talent because you can't afford them.
100%. Hey, Joe says, if give me Jaylen Brown instead of Book based on production and money. I'll take Jaylen Brown for 13 million less. That's still way too high at 57. But
I'd be like, Jaylen, just join the ball club. You'll look okay. Look at Brice Williams over here. You're gonna look great.
That's funny. All right, man. We will leave it there. But out of position for sure. Y'all get it, man. 100%. All right, man. We'll leave it there.
I'm sad because
Ant will be a championship team, man.
Don't,
man.
Ant would be a blast. I saw a rumor that he was available. Guys, you cannot fall for everything that's on the internet because I guarantee you that the Minnesota Timberwolves are not getting rid of Anthony Edwards.
No,
but
it's just pipe dream
stuff. It would be fun. But I do want to say thank you for being here. I'm so sad that it's kind of over. I loved getting back into lives, post games, but Houston and I we're going to try to do roundtables soon with King and Eric. Just talk about Summer League, talk about anything. I'm sure we'll hop on I mean, depending on what time of day it is, Deuce might beat me to it. But if I'm home from work, if we get the group together, we'll definitely hop on for a Duran update once that happens.
Yeah.
Obviously any other moves, and definitely want to have some fan shows soon. And the prediction shows definitely. And if you guys have any ideas or anything else you guys want to talk about, please comment. I was even thinking the other night, we got a little bit off topic in terms of music, personal opinion. So I was kind of thinking like an ask me anything within limits. Ask me anything appropriate. Ask me anything.
Are those super chats only we're doing? Ask me anything. Are those super chats only?
No.
We're gonna be giving personal information. Man. Y'all gonna have to earn that, man.
No.
Not personal information, but just like,
here's my thing: is if you ask the question, you have to answer it yourself.
Okay. I ain't mad at that.
It's got to be a group discussion. A group ask me anything.
Okay. All right.
Kind of thing. But we definitely want to be back soon because now we got what? Now we got
camp, what? September? So not that long. It's like 2 months. It's not bad. That's not bad, actually.
Devastated. But training camp, do they film it? Do they film it? Like it's training camp? So preseason is what we got.
We'll get footage. We won't have like games or anything. And they haven't done Rico Hines since Trajan's been here. Y'all notice that?
Should we be a Lions podcast during NFL?
No, I'm gonna leave that to King. I'm straight. I am straight on that, man.
You want to live watch the Lions? We can compare them. That's what I did last year. That's what I did last year. I was like, Jameer was kind of our Jaden Ivey in terms of explosiveness.
Asar. So I had J.I. as Jameer, and I had Asar as J-Mo.
I had Ron as J-Mo in terms of silliness. And
yeah, that makes sense. Sense. Just a YN behavior.
Yeah. And so, but anywho.
All right. So you guys have that to look forward to soon. We're gonna be doing that soon, having our roundtable. Hopefully next week we can do that with the guys and get their takes on Summer League. Also, get their takes on just the latest Pistons updates, and also looking ahead to next season, our predictions, all that stuff. So make sure you guys stay tapped in for that. But guys, like Boss mentioned, the off-season boredom will somewhat continue from here. It's gonna be a struggle the next month and a half. It's only 40 days away from, maybe 2 months away from training camp. So we'll see.
I hope that next week, post Summer League, we at least get like NBA news. Like I'm ready to stir the pot some more. Figure things out. LeBron's decision. Oh my God. They're like, well, we can't make the schedule till LeBron decides. Oh, well, DeMar DeRozan can't be. It's gonna market just it's LeBron.
Yeah,
I'm over the drama of it. Such a princess.
I hope we get JD news before we get Bron news. That's what I'm hoping for. I hope we get some kind of JD update on his contract before we find out where LeBron is going. Like I want that to be over and done with.
Real quick, I do watch the WNBA. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I do too. I've been watching the WNBA since its existence. Since its existence. Hold on.
No,
go ahead.
You go first. Go ahead. That's what I'm saying. Rakia Jackson. Yeah, he's watched it for his. I popped on a few years ago. I'll be honest. I'm still catching up. I don't love the structure of it. I hate that. I want to pick a team, but the players are traded so much. So I have to go to the players.
Yeah, I feel on that.
Dejanay, Rakia, Alyssa Thomas. I love. Oh my gosh, I can't remember her name right now. Who was the Collier? Love her. That's one of my favorites. I don't know why I can't remember her first name. I love Angel Reese. I know you guys don't love her, but
listen, man, I've been watching WNBA since
Asia.
What y'all know about Cynthia Cooper? That's what I want to know. What y'all know about Cynthia Cooper and Cheryl Swoops and Tina Thompson, that Houston Comets team? Hold on. That Houston Comets team that won the first 4 rings, and then the LA Sparks team that won the next 2 rings. I'm talking about that from the beginning. I've been watching the WNBA. Don't play with me. Don't play with me, man.
From the beginning, I'm more now, but so I need to catch up on my history. But I love I love the WNBA. I think it's super physical. I think that they get away with a lot more. I kind of wish that it translated to the NBA. Yeah. Their ref whistle. I know that some people argue that it's too physical. Yeah. I personally love it. Yeah.
I'm not a fan of
on it.
I feel like Caitlin Clark's been great for the game and not liking all these.
No, you just told me today that you aren't caught up on some of the stuff, so we'll have to talk about it. But
yeah, just some of the
you guys know me. I don't like floppers anywhere.
Yeah, bro. Like, man.
And so that's where I'm at with that. And I think
she's great for the game, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Absolutely. I think she got a lot of people involved.
Exactly.
I think she got a lot of people involved, but I think where she is right now, whether it's fair to her or not, is very dangerous for other people in the league.
Yeah. Like, this is the great thing she does. First 40-10 game. And that's including greats who played like Maya Moore and Diana Taurasi. Like, they didn't do this kind of stuff. So it's just like, even Asia Wilson. So
when you have Republicans sending letters saying that you're being racially targeted and you don't speak out about it, I don't like it. When you got other people like Paige speaking out about it, I don't like it. It feels sick. And I'm not a Sophie Cunningham fan either, guys. She averages 8 points a game. I don't know why she's two. Ridiculous. Stop it. Stop with the pretty privilege, the pretty white privilege. Honest to God is what it is. But anywho, the WNBA is fantastic. And again, I would say it's hard because again, I want to pick a team, but they traded so much, so I would just watch the games and pick some players. They do stick out right away. The minute that I started just like actively watching games, I found players that I really loved and enjoyed watching. So
for sure. And hopefully we might be getting our Detroit team back soon.
Yes.
I made a post with Cheryl Ford, Karl Malone's daughter, Cheryl Ford, who played for the Shock. I made a post. We collabed in a post like a year and a half ago. Like, when they come back, you're gonna be the coach. And she was like, "Yeah, I'll be the coach. I want to come coach." And I talked to her a couple of days ago. I was like, "I forgot." She was like, "I haven't forgotten either. I still want to do that." So we might be getting our team back, guys. Maybe
that would be so cool.
Year after next, or soon thereafter, which would be even more exciting for us Detroit fans. So we'll see, man. But we'll talk WNBA, NBA, whatever.
Miles is
Olivia
fun.
Miles is a monster.
That is fun. Sure. The rookie season is fun. Marina Maybray, like there's so many fun players right now. So it's just kind of like with the NBA with Anywhere. Again, Deuce knows way more history than I do. It was just, I think the WNBA is more accessible. It's being nationally broadcasted more. They do have their own streaming service. It's pretty cheap per month. Definitely dive into it because I would love to have those conversations with you guys because there's a lot of good players right now. And just like in the NBA, you might be like, there's some players that are highlighted more than others. It's the same with the WNBA. Yeah. And you might, but like it's clicks, it's brings fans in. It's good for the game, but also the WNBA right now is going through a phase of having so much attention on them. Yeah. And figuring out how to
go forward
and protect its players and protect its fan base. Yes. And represent themselves and what they mean.
100%.
So that's kind of where I'm at. And I think just like the NBA, where there's certain narratives like Bronny James, for example, people want him to be like his dad. They're excited or they're excited for another LeBron James, or there might be some pressure for him coming in.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Or pitting Caitlin Clark against Angel Reese, I think is the silliest thing because they're different positions, different style of play, different everything. And here they are comparing the two. Drives me absolutely nuts.
Yep.
But lots of fun players.
Last thing, because he said, don't forget.
Oh my God, never.
Swin Cash. Yeah, Swin Cash. Look, that whole team. Like, I remember when the Shot, before they had the red, white, and blue jerseys, when it was like the black and green and yellow, it was like, what is this? But back then, like when they, early 2000s, when they had Swin Cash and they had Elaine Powell and they had Deanna Tweet Nolan and they had Cheryl Ford and they had Ruth Riley, that whole squad, that's when I became a true fan for this team. So if they can bring that type of energy back, man, tell you, I mean, I was all in on the Shock like I was with the Pistons when they were here. Yeah. There was a time when both the Shock and the Pistons were champs at the same time in 2004. Yeah. Same time. It was time. What a time to be alive was that time. So yeah, hopefully, man. But I love the shock. I love the WBA. And if there's opportunity, we will talk about it more. Let us know in the comments if y'all want to talk about it more. So
yeah,
that's all I got, man. Anything else, boss?
That's it, guys. Thanks again. And thanks for being here on a Friday night this late. I know it's 11 p.m. for me. So 1 a.m. for you.
Doing up, bro.
Freaking nuts. So thank you so much. And we'll talk to you guys soon. I feel like the next time we'll see you is probably some JD movement, unless there's something else Pistons related before then. Yeah. Otherwise,
that at the round table next week, which we keep you guys posted on for that. Yes. Make sure y'all alerts turned on so you guys don't miss that, man. But that's all we got, guys. We appreciate you guys as always for showing up, showing out, entertaining us as we try to entertain you, as you guys always do, man. Make sure you guys hit that like button. We appreciate all the super chats, all the people who showed up, man. We appreciate all your support. It does not go unnoticed, and we want to make sure we highlight you guys for sure. Yeah, PD Mac, Deanna from Flint for sure. Yeah, man. So had a good time with you guys. You guys make sure you guys stay safe this weekend. Stay hydrated. Stay away from the smoke.
It's Nafisa Collier. That's who I love.
Okay. Make sure you guys stay safe, man. Have a great weekend. And you guys know the drill, man. Detroit versus everybody. Peace.
Welcome to the dog pound. Yeah.
I'm scared of these damn Pistons. I'm very concerned.
Screaming, cheer it. Yeah, I cry loud, cause I see the guy now. We off the leash, and we not coming to peace. This is Detroit when we step on the court. Be afraid when you see the motorcade, watch below. When you see us soaring, Jaden pick your boys, they know I'm gonna walk when Dana's a song. Be afraid. Yeah, I cry loud, cause you know we got now. We off the leash and we not coming in peace. This is Detroit when we step on the car. Be afraid when you see the motorcade, watch below. When you see us soaring, Jaden Durant. Pick your boys and all gonna walk with them Highlander song. Be afraid. It's the dog pound.